Okay, so maybe not a literal rug pull in the true definition of rug pull. I'm kind of playing on a pet peeve of mine here where people use the term rug pull for any major changes to the project that aren't beneficial to them or when a project loses value. David Moss and company didn't run off with all the money. That's not what happened, but there were some major changes to Strongblock that rug pulled some people's expectations, if you want to say it that way. And that major change is that they have just announced that all Strongblock nodes, all stronger nodes, will now expire after earning 20 stronger tokens. That includes, and this is the big one that caught people off guard, that includes ETH version 1 nodes. Not just new ones that are created, there's no grandfathering. Every node in existence will expire after it creates 20 additional stronger nodes. People thought these nodes were going to last them forever. The version 1 nodes, that is not the case. Poly nodes are gone from the website altogether. You can create entangled nodes now. And your old poly nodes will still expire on the same schedule they put before, and stronger ETH version 1 stronger nodes will now expire after earning 20 stronger tokens, which kind of caught a lot of people off guard here, right? So it creates a really awkward situation where even though stronger token is up from the news because now we're going to have less supply of stronger tokens in the long term, it's gone up to $28 or so about right now. As of right now, it's actually cheaper if you want 20 stronger tokens to just straight up buy 20 stronger tokens than it is to buy a node for 10 tokens, burn those 10 tokens, and then pay your node fees for the 8 months it would take to earn 20 stronger tokens. So right now, if you're wanting to create a strong node, you're literally throwing away money. You can just buy the tokens outright, and it's cheaper than creating the node and earning those tokens. And then you can just hold them if you're speculating that the price will appreciate further. If you do entangled nodes, now that's the point where it starts making money. Right now, even if you just buy 2 with entangled nodes, you'll come out a little ahead of just buying the stronger tokens directly. If the price goes back down, then that number will go up, the number you need to buy. So let's talk about why this happened and if we should have seen it coming. The answer to why it happened is because it had to for the project to survive. And the answer to should we have seen it coming is yes, most definitely. I unfortunately was actually working on a video that was kind of predicting this. I have already made a Reddit post about it. So I'm going to link that here. And I was in the process of translating that Reddit post to a video script for YouTube. So you'll recall a previous video of mine, one that didn't go over very well, but ended up being ultimately correct, was about the price of Strong collapsing due to the diminishing rewards pool. And people weren't really looking at the rewards pool, weren't kind of keeping tabs on it. And after I made that video, then a lot of bigger YouTubers, once the price started collapsing, started looking at that rewards pool and saying, oh, well, they had to do this. That rewards pool was collapsing. They couldn't have maintained the token without creating this new token that created a ton of inflation. So now I kind of was going back to the well here and trying to look at the math again, because ultimately we should have seen it coming via the math. That's what I pointed out in the last one. And if you remember the history of Strongblock, the basic idea is that your tokens, your rewards payouts are supported by Ponzi-nomics, people buying new nodes behind you. The tokens they burn go to pay your rewards. That was always meant to be temporary. The ultimate goal was to create a business that would actually generate revenue that would pay out your rewards. And we could get rid of the Ponzi-nomics and create our rewards in a sustainable way. You'll remember the initial business plan for that was nodes as a service. We'd rent out the nodes to new projects and they would pay to use those nodes. That payment, part of it would fund our rewards payouts as node holders. That crashed and burned. We know they didn't, as far as I know, they never acquired a single customer for that. So the pivot was strong chain, right? New idea, we'll create strong chain, get everybody to use this new, fast, cheap network with low gas fees, and those gas fees they pay out will go to the node holders. And that's how we'll get our rewards payout. But the video I was making and the Reddit post I made was trying to look at the math of that and seeing if that was something that was even possible. And the answer was a resounding no. They could pay us some, but not anywhere near the amount of rewards we're currently being paid. Essentially, the gist of what I was looking at is, this is not a new idea. This is how every chain operates. You have gas fees, and part of those gas fees go to pay out validator node holders who are then rewarded for running those nodes with a cut of the gas fees. The big problem was strong chain, even if it were to acquire a sizable user base, we're talking much lower gas fees and much higher reward payouts for the node holders. So you look at something like Ethereum, the most popular layer 1 blockchain. Ethereum has huge gas fees, so they're generating a ton of revenue. Most popular layer 1 blockchain with gas fees that were 1,000 times what they're going to be on Strong Chain. And they can afford to pay out their node holders 10% APY. As Strongblock node holders, we get 332% APY. And even if Strong Chain somehow got as popular as Ethereum, which is not necessarily likely, but let's dream here and say it did, we're still talking 1/1000th the revenue because the gas fees are so much lower, and we're going to pay out 30 times the APY. The math just doesn't add up there. So I brought this to Facebook community groups on Strongblock, the Reddit group on Strongblock. We had some people talk it out, and the idea was, okay, how mathematically can this work? What are we missing? Because part of the prevailing theory is, well, Strongblock nodes will expire, all the new ones. Poly nodes, all these entangled nodes, so that then you can have a little bit more wiggle room because the nodes aren't forever. Problem is, the ETH nodes, there were already 600,000 ETH version 1 nodes, which are already twice as many as there are Ethereum nodes. So not only do we have lower fees and fewer users, and a higher APY, we also have more node holders to pay out on top of all that. So it just keeps adding up in the wrong direction here. So, we talked about it. We said, what are we missing here in the math that makes this work? And the answer should have been obvious to us. We threw it out there as a possible answer, and that is that all the nodes were going to have to expire. Those 600,000 ETH version 1 nodes couldn't keep existing and the project stay alive. It just wasn't sustainable. So that's where we are now. They've made the announcement with essentially no warning, just out of the blue. Everybody was operating under the assumption that the ETH nodes would last forever. I know a lot of people were really piling into those lately, thinking they would, take away the ability to create new ones, but not dreaming that they would expire all the existing ones as well. And ultimately, in the end, that's what had to be done. So now the question is, where does the project go from here? Can we survive? The price action's good. For the start, the price of Stronger is about doubled, which makes sense because we're deflating the token by a lot. The question is, will people keep buying when there is a huge loss of trust with the team? They did what they had to do, but they were very mum and quiet about it and let people go on spending money buying these nodes all the way down. People who bought these nodes, when a Stronger token was $200, they're, even if they get all their 20 Stronger tokens, they're not even coming close to breaking even. So will people keep buying when a little bit of trust has been lost with the team? That's the question that we'll find out. Let me know in the comments if you're still buying now that you know that they're going to expire. I'd really like to get a feel for where the community is on this. Please hit the subscribe and like button if you like this. It really helps my channel get off the ground, and I'll try to bring you more rational equilibrium takes where I'm actually looking at these projects and not just liking a name and jumping into it. I'm trying to do the research on the back end of these projects and see if they make sense and when they don't, and relay that information to you guys. So good luck, everyone.